So during this time, I assume this is when you met your big relationship, right? During Resistance.
Yeah, it was.
What's his name? Bob?
His name is Chico.
Chico. It's Chico, man!
Chico.
How'd you meet Shaky?
Shaky. I
Like
met
in a party and like,
Chico
oh wow, you sound like an
through.
attractive voice. Let's date for a few years.
No, actually, that's not what happened. So, his online tag is Solus. And,
Okay.
throughout the forums and stuff like that, I would hear his name just being bounced back and forth along
Like
with
who's this
other,
guy? Oh my
like,
god.
yeah, just like with a bunch of other big names and a bunch of Japanese users who were considered really good at the game, just their names just being bounced back and forth in terms
Interesting.
of the best, like the most skillful guns and the best players to be using those guns. And he was up there. He was known for being pretty much the best sniper user on the game for North America. That's that's how I knew of him.
Did you fangirl
Um,
over this guy?
no, I did not fangirl because he was a dick, and whatever. He was like super full of himself, and I thought it was really annoying. He's
Oh my
like,
god, sounds like someone I
he was
know.
like, I'm soulless, like, whatever. I'm the best. There's nobody better than me. And I thought it was really like dickish and annoying. Don't body shot me. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Keep going with your amazing story.
After we had gone together and we talked about what we thought of each other the first time that we met, I told him, I was like, well, I thought you were like a dick and full of yourself.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. I was like, he was like, how is this girl just brushing me off like that? Like, does she not know who I am? Like, why is she ignoring me?
Oh
So
my
it was really
god.
funny, like, just like to hear his perspective, like, on why the fuck is this girl ignoring me? Like, I'm soulless. Like, you can't ignore me. Like, there's no way you don't know who I
What?
am. So we started playing more and more, and I saw that he wasn't as big as a dick as I thought
Oh my
he
god.
was being.
Sweet.
Like he toned it down. He toned it down, and we became friends. It came to the point where all we would want to do was play with each other. Like, we
Oh
didn't
my
want to
god.
play with other people, but we just enjoyed each other's company. One week in July, right before his birthday, I left to go on a family vacation back to Chicago. And so when I left to Chicago, like, I realized, and I didn't get to talk to him as often, I realized that, like, wow, I have like this gigantic crush on this
Oh
guy.
my
And
goodness.
I was like, this is,
Oh my
this is
god.
weird, but I came to terms with it in Chicago, and I said, okay, you know what? Whatever, it's weird. I like this guy. Like, I have a gigantic crush on this guy, and that's the end of it. Oh, you got me.
Hey. How'd you manage a long distance relationship with him?
Well, just like that, like, our habits didn't change. We would play a video like Resistance every single day with each other.
Oh.
We would talk, we would write letters to each other. We would just spend all of our free time together talking.
Okay, that's beautiful.
So that's how I guess we dealt with distance, because we were always talking together. It wasn't really that big of
Oh
a deal.
fuck. Okay.
He didn't have the best family life growing up. His father was very abusive. He would like beat his mom, and he would
Aw.
gamble, and he would get drunk and beat him too, and just stuff like that. So he had a lot of anger, and just he was a very depressed person because of it. Unfortunately, I tried to, I tried to fix him, and that's
Oh,
not
that's
something
yeah, that's
anyone should
wonderful.
do. He tried to take his life,
Oh
and
shit.
he blamed me for it.
Oh man,
He
that's
said
rough.
that, yeah, so that really fucked me up mentally for a very long time, because I felt like I was the cause of his unhappiness to the point where he wanted to just end his life. The chemistry between us was obvious, like both in real life as it was in the game. Because I don't think I've ever found a better gaming partner than I had with him.
Oh. So at what point did it end? After how many years?
It ended on our 5th year together. He had come to propose to me, and I didn't know that.
Okay.
But I had left my laptop in the hotel room with him. He went through my Facebook conversations with a very dear friend of mine who I like tell everything to. And he saw a very, very old conversation about me sleeping with someone else during one of our breaks. And at this point in time, he had insisted that he was completely faithful to me and that he had never cheated on me.
As men do.
Yes. When I came back to the hotel room, he had pretty much, and I guess we should put a trigger warning. See what happens next. So people, if anybody's watching, people of the stream, if you are triggered by any sort of domestic abuse,
yeah, they're all good about it, right, people? Yeah, they're big fans.
Right, people of the stream.
People of the stream are big fans of the domestic abuse. Come on, tell them.
They're big fans of domestic abuse. Oh my God, we're gonna get wanted. So I came back in the hotel room and he started yelling at me. He started yelling at me. He's like, "You're a slut. You're a whore. You slept with someone else. Like, how could you ever do this to me? Like, I fucking trusted you. I flew all the way here because, I thought you were better than this. After everything we endured for each other, like, you cheated on me." But of course I just stood there stunned, like not knowing what to say, because it was technically on, it sounds dumb, but keep in mind I was like 18 and a half.
Still a little burrito,
Yes, still a baby. I didn't know, what to say other than I'm sorry and blah blah blah. But basically he ended up saying like, and I was going to fucking propose to you, like more blah blah. And I didn't know this, but he pulled out the box with the ring inside of it, and he threw it at me. Like he threw it at me hard, like, and it hit my ribs. And, like, fucking hurt, the wooden box.
That hurts.
But it hurt me, and I was in tears at this point in time, just super quiet, not knowing what the hell was gonna happen. He was sitting down and he asked me, he said, "Come sit on my lap." And I said no.
Okay.
I was afraid of him.
Yeah.
He's like 6 foot, I'm 5'2", like he's, visibly upset. Like I was really afraid. Eventually he yelled at me to the point where I went and I sat on his lap, and he just kept asking me why. And I couldn't really respond because I didn't know what to say. I slept with someone else and I felt really alone. He wasn't treating me very well by that when I slept with the other guy. He wasn't treating me very well, but I also wasn't treating him very well. We were just being really toxic towards each other. I didn't know how to explain that to him. I didn't know what to say. Like, fuck, I slept with someone else.
Yeah.
Like, when we were supposed to be loyal to each other. And so when he sat on his lap and I couldn't answer, he just got more angry. And he grabbed me by my neck and he flung me to the floor.
Oh my God.
So I was on my back and I was really, really scared. Got on his knees really close to the floor, right on my face. And he told me that I disgusted him.
Oh man.
I disgusted him, and then he spit on my face.
Oh.
Told him that that my existence made him feel like throwing up. He told me to get up, and I got up, and he hit me across the face and just kept degrading me. He just
Buen trabajo. Están liquidados.
basically
Regresemos a la base.
like verbally abused me for what felt like forever. I'm sure it was like maybe 2-3 minutes tops, but and like that whole altercation, like under 5 minutes, it felt like an eternity for me.
Oh man, I'm
Because
sorry.
this was someone I trusted. Like, this was someone like that if I got pregnant, I wouldn't care. Like, I would, I would be happy to carry this person's child. Like, this was someone who I loved from the depths of my being.
Yeah.
And he did that to me. After, like in my mind, just having him tell me, him crying over his dad, like beating his mom. Like, all I could think of is like, if I spend my life with
Busquen
him,
cazadores en el área,
is
pero
it
tengan
just gonna
cuidado.
be a repeat?
Salgamos.
Like, he says he hates his father so much, but if I'm with him, is that all I'm going to be too? Like, is that just gonna be a cycle? Like, am I not good enough to where that wouldn't change? So, I had a lot of self-esteem issues because of it.
Because of
I
that
was like-
situation. But here's my question. You guys, after the hotel room, I mean, after all that abuse, like, how did it end? What happened right after that? And how did you go back to, like, home? Did you go home immediately after that?
No, I stayed.
Wasn't that
I
like...
stayed and I apologized because I felt like I had
Oh,
deserved
man.
it.
Oh, that's not good.
So, we had a real emotional time where he would cry and he would apologize, and he would say, like, I'm sorry, like, my anger got the best of me and I would never hurt you and I would never blah 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 blah, just all that. And I loved him so much that, like, I believed him, and, for the rest of the days that he was with me, it was just really miserable because, it wasn't the same. We had just gone through something like this.
After that, and you went home.
After that, he went home. He went back
Oh,
to
he
New
went home.
Jersey.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like after a few days of basically us being still together, but me being just out of it.
Un cazador menos de qué preocuparnos.
Just me being out of it, and him, like, napping at anything I would do wrong. He left for New Jersey, and everything kind of went back to normal for a few days, and then it just ended. It just ended because he said he couldn't trust me anymore, and that I was a whore, and that he was too good for them. The person I am today has a lot of influence from him.
Some Indian kid from New Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a nightmare. I mean...